Salachya, brothers. You know how it is over here in West Texas. It's windy as hell. But anyways, as I was saying, you gotta seek out your Creator in the days of thy youth, man, before the evil days come not, because that's what's gonna guarantee you and seal you from that coming destruction. All right, read it one more time out.
Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them.
Yeah, because right now, in the days of that youth, you're supposed to fight against those temptations. Now when you're old, you're all used up, you know, it's like a whore. She's all used up, and then she wants to be all holy and pure. But every dude in that city and town already ran through her. You see what I'm saying? The Lord don't want that. The Lord don't want somebody that's all used up and tore up, man. Disease and shit like that. Don't get me wrong, the Lord has came for the sinner, but the point is that you got to seek the Lord when you hear that calling. All right, and change right there. You got to start transforming yourself into that new creature, that new man. All right, but that's the way. From there, jump down to the.
Verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep His commandments.
It says, fear God, fear Yahweh, and keep His commandments. That's the conclusion of the whole matter. All right, go ahead.
This is the whole duty of man.
For this is the whole duty of man. So, what do you got to do to keep yourself from that evil day? From being touched by taking heed of Yahawashi, man, the spirit of truth. All right, that's the only way. Back to 2nd Ezra 16. You work.
Of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come?
See, so what shall I do when these evils shall come? You gotta take heed unto the word of Yahawashi, and hope unto salvation. And hear unto the end, and ye shall be saved, Lord willing. All right, and before the brother continues on, I'm bring this point out. This is Sirach 34 and verse 13. It says, the spirit of those that fear Yahweh shall live, for their hope is in Him that saveth them. Whoso feareth Yahweh shall not fear nor be afraid, for He is his hope. Blessed is the soul of him that feareth the Lord, to whom doth he look, and who is his strength. You see? Because you have a lot of people that they think they're going to trust in their own flesh. They got a bunch of stock weapons in stock. Different types of ammunition. You know, they think they're good. You know what I'm saying? Not realizing that that's all going to go out the window. You got to have the spirit of Yahawashi on you, man. Protected. It says, for the eyes of Yahweh are upon them that love Him. He is their mighty protection and strong stay. See, He's going to keep you safe. Why do you think you keep the fear of the Lord? The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, right? In the world, everybody knows that knowledge is power, and power is knowledge. Everybody, there's that saying in the world. I mean, you have to get your education, get a career going, go to college. That way you can have a good paying job, and you can thrive, so-called thrive here out in the world, man. You know, but what you're supposed to be striving for is this truth, man. Because Yahawashi is going to be your ultimate protection in that time. It says, for the eyes of Yahweh are upon them that love Him. And how do you love Him? You obey the law, statutes, and commandments. All right, to the best of your ability, you observe the law, statutes, and commandments, man, and put off the ways of the world, the heathen. Okay? Like the brother had read in Ecclesiastes 12 and 13, it said, fear the Most High and obey His command. This is the whole duty of man. It says, for the eyes of the Lord are upon them that love Him. He is their mighty protection and strong stay, a defense from heat, and a cover from the sun at noon, and preservation from stumbling, and a help from falling. He raiseth up the soul and lighteneth the eyes. He giveth health, life, and blessing. And that's the only ones that are going to receive that blessing is the elect. That's who it pertains to. Alright? That's the answer to that question. Who's going to save me in those days of evil? Those evil times? Alright? Go ahead.
Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment.
For amendments, man. You know what the word amend means? To be corrected. So Yahawashi is going to send these plagues to correct you people, man. Those are going to be your that disciplinary action. You know? That's that consequence. So, and it's going to come in a way from what you ain't used to, man. It's going to come by way of starvation, thirst, all right? Or being just put to death by an animal or another man or a woman, or your own wife might turn against your children. Everybody's worried about a zombie apocalypse. There ain't no such thing as no damn zombies, man. What's going to happen is these people are going to bug the fuck out. The demons that have been harboring and living in them are going to manifest themselves, and they're going to fucking put people to death. It's like father against son, brother against brother, mother against her daughter. Because these people we don't out here to feel hungry. That's why the Lord always stresses to fast. Because fasting is what prepares you for that. You know what it feels like. You feel that burning sensation in your stomach, right? Some people, I remember when I was younger, I used to get pissed because I wouldn't be able to eat. I'm like, damn, man, why is anybody cook? But when I came into the truth, you know, it put me into it made me see things in a certain perspective. Really, I looked at myself. That's what this truth is supposed to do, make you look at yourself. Yahawashi is going to break you down and build you up into that new creature. Like the scriptures say, you got to put off the old man and put on that new creature. Meaning that you got to put on a whole different mindset. But that's the benefits. One of the most, that, you know, you got people putting out the benefits of fasting. You know what the most important benefit of fasting is? Is knowing what it feels to feel hungry. And that's what's going to keep you, stay you in that time of famine, man. You see what I'm saying? Because that's the way the Lord's going to discipline a lot of people, man. You know? Go ahead. Read that part again.
Behold, famine and plagues, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment.
They're sent out as scourges for amendments, man. They're going to correct people, man. But it's going to be to your death. It's not going to be no pat on your hand, anything like that, man. This is going to be life and death. Like Moses said. Joshua even said it too. Choose you this day. You know? Before the brother continues, I want to bring this out in Jeremiah 15:1. Then said Yahweh unto me, though Moses and Samuel stood before me, yet my mind could not be toward this people. Cast them out of my sight, and let them go forth. And it shall come to pass, if they say unto thee, whither shall we go forth? Right? Some people are like, what are you saying? Where am I going to be sent? What's the Lord going to do to me? Then shalt thou tell them, thus said Yahweh, such as are for death, to death, and such as are for sword, for the sword, and such as are for famine, to the famine, and such as are for captivity, to captivity, man. That's how the Most High is going to set certain ways of death upon you people, man. However the Most High sees fit. But the only way to be protected from that is you got to take heed unto this word. That's the only way. There's nothing on earth, nothing else on earth that can save you from that time. Nothing. Your wits, men's wits can only go so far. The wisdom of Yahawashi goes for eternity, infinite. And Yahawashi is going to guarantee that. He's guaranteeing it to the elect. It's already written. It says, and I will appoint over them 4 kinds, saith Yahweh, the sword to slay, the dogs to tear, and the fowls of the heaven, and the beasts of the earth to destroy and to kill. And men could be likened unto a beast. He guarantee it, men are going to be turning into cannibals, eating you up. They're going to be cooking you, man. In that the besieged city. America's going to be one of those besieged cities. All right? Go ahead.
But for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges.
Yeah, they're not going to be mindful of these scourges. Like right now, the Lord is sending scourges little by little. Matter of fact, read that part again.
For all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges.
That's right. They're not going to turn from their wickedness, nor be mindful of those scourges that are being fulfilled on the earth. All right, that's because the Lord is doing it little by little. Because right now He's not having mercy. Because the only reason He's having mercy right now is for the elect to be sealed in. Don't touch the earth. Don't touch the trees. Don't mess with nothing yet, because the elect have to be sealed up on their foreheads. Then once the elect are sealed, that's when all hell is gonna break loose, man. That's when we gonna, us as men on the highways and the byways that are striving for this thing, we're gonna know that's when the time it's over. We know it's right there. Yahawashi can come back at any moment, because the elect are gonna be sealed at that time. All right. Hold that. Go to Wisdom of Solomon 12 and verse 2. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 12, verse 2. All right. Because Yahawashi is doing these things. They're not going to turn from their wicked way. Just like in the time of Sodom and Gomorrah. With Sodom and Gomorrah, the angels, Abraham pleaded with them. I believe, was it 10 or 5 righteous men? You remember the number? I believe it's either between 5 or 10 righteous men. If they had found, they would have mercy on Sodom and Gomorrah, right? But they went in, they didn't find that many, man. I mean, well, they found Lot, his 2 daughters, and his wife, right, which is 4. And that's who they delivered. Well, really, it was 3, because his wife was still in the world. But if they had found that number, was there, that they had to withdraw themselves, and Lot and his family immediately, man. There was no sparing that place. That's how this place is going to be. But they weren't mindful of that, though. When they saw that these men were holy men, they weren't mindful of that. They didn't have no shame. All right? Go ahead and read that one.
This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 12, verse 1. For thine incorruptible spirit is in all things, therefore chasteneth thou them by little and little that offend.
You see? He chasteneth little by little, by sending out them scourges, man. Showing you, hey, man, you better stop fucking around. Talking to you Negro, Latinos, and Native American Indians. Even you heathens. He's showing you that you have no control of what you think you have control of, man. You can't control a volcano. You can't stop a tornado. You can't stop a hurricane, a typhoon, these sinkholes. You can't stop none of that. That's all Yahawashi, man. That's of a higher powers doing. People want to say, oh, that's just Mother Earth. No, man. That's Yahawashi allowing the earth to fight back. All right? So he scourges little by little those that offend, right? Go ahead.
Warnest them by putting them in remembrance wherein they have offended.
You see, and warns you, bringing you into remembrance of by way of you offended him, where you went off. Right? Go ahead.
That leaving their wickedness, they may believe on thee, O Lord.
By leaving their wickedness, they may believe on you, which is Yahawashi Yahawashi. But they're not doing that. Only the 130, the 144 that follow with them, those are the ones that are going to have that mercy. Those are the ones that are going to leave off this current spirit, that the world, and they're gonna cleave unto Yahawashi Yahawashi. Right? Go ahead.
For it was thy will to destroy by the hands of our fathers both these old inhabitants of the holy land.
This was the old land by our fathers, man. Because yeah, what Joshua, the Canaanites, you know what I'm saying? They went over there and took over that land, man. With Joshua, Caleb, you know, they went in that land and took over, man. Joshua was a man of war as well, man. You know?
For it was thy will to destroy by the hands of our fathers both these old inhabitants of thy holy land.
See? And us over here in America in 2018, and where the Most High decides to come back, the elect men are going to have they're going to take part in that destruction, destroying the heathens out here in the world. They're going to receive spiritual power. They're going to be transformed into hunters. What does a hunter do? He seeks out the prey and takes it, man. You know, that's what our old forefathers had done in the old times. You know, the time of Moses, when Moses was seen as a god and Aaron was a prophet, and they took over Egypt. But it was all through who at the end of the day was Yahawashi Yahawashi. Go ahead.
Whom thou hatest for doing most odious works of witchcrafts.
See, whom the Most High hates. So the Most High hates by doing the most odious works of witchcraft, man. The word odious means basically like awful, gross, excessive, over the top. Blood sacrifice, murdering their own kids, man. You know? Literally murdering their own kids just so they can receive some form of power by the left-hand side of wickedness. So the Most High hates. Go ahead.
And wicked sacrifices, and also those merciless murderers of children, and devourers of man's flesh, and the feasts of blood.
Yep. So these wicked men, they would, like everything it's saying is talking about blood and flesh. You know? In their ritual. That's what America does. You got these pedophiles coming up, Pizzagate. You know? You got human trafficking going on with these politicians. You know? That's what they're doing, man. I forget, there's this one woman called Abramovic. I forget her last name, Abramovic, but she makes they call it spiritual or some spiritual eating or something like that. Which they eat flesh, but they're making it seem as if it's they make a big ass cake of a human being, and they all take part in eating out that body. But really, that's what they want to show you. But when they do it behind closed doors, that's what they're really doing. They're eating a human body, man. I forget her last name, but Jay-Z's seen with her. She's with high politicians like fucking Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton. She was involved or tied in with the Pizzagate thing that was going on with these pedophiles, murdering kids, man, babies, boys, girls, infants. If you brothers don't know, there's a movie called 8mm with Nicolas Cage, man. It shows you that the underground, the rawness of these certain individual men, that they call them snuff films. You know, they'll rape these people, women, whatever they may be, and they'll put them to death, man. There's some wicked men out there, man. Go ahead.
With their priests out of the midst of their idolatrous crew.
word idolatrous goes back to the word idolatry. So they worship these different idols. You know, they sacrifice to these idols. Moloch, Molech, Ashereth, Asarte, Semiramis, Nimrod, whatever the god his name may be, Jupiter, you know, Saturn. In our time, it's who? Jesus Christ, Santa Maria, all these different gods, right? You got these idolatrous crews, man. You got the Presbyterians, you got the Catholicism, Methodists. They all got their own little crews, man. But they're all down for the same thing. They all worship Satan at the end of the day.
And the parents that killed with their own hands souls destitute of help.
Yep, you see, their parents killing their own children, man. And read that part one more time, that one last part where it said parents.
That killed.
Seeking the poor, the lowly. What did they do over there in Haiti when that big ass earthquake happened? It's still fucked up to this very day. Back, it was more than, I want to say maybe like 8 years ago, a little bit before I came into the truth. A big ass earthquake happened over there, and you had all different types of people going over there, and they were fucking kidnapping people, man. Edomites. And they had Hillary Clinton tied into that shit too. Man, there was a movie popped in my head just a while ago, but it slipped my mind. But there's people out there, they seek out the poor, man. The people that they ain't gonna miss. People ain't gonna miss, they ain't gonna think about it, they'll get away with it. They'll snatch them up and fucking do whatever they want with them, man. It's real, man. Get that part again on while we shot.
Killed, Salachya, and the parents that killed with their own hands souls destitute of help.
See, parents that killed the souls of those that are destitute of help. It could be fucking. We got a lot of pedophiles in there too. Those supposed to be your spiritual parents, but yeah, they're over here fucking molesting you. You know, fucking you up in the head. See what I'm saying? That's why the Lord is doing what he's doing to this place called America and throughout the whole earth. Mexico, everywhere is catching hell. You name it, they're catching hell there. There ain't one place you can run. There's nowhere you can run to get away from the wrath of the Lord. Nowhere. You're going to be so afraid, you're going to be wishing those fucking rocks fall upon you, man. They ain't going to fall upon you because you're waiting to get snatched up by that hunter, by the elect, one of the brothers. They're going to chain your ass, bound you with chains. They're going to do as they will with you, man. Whatever the Most High sanctions on you, that's what's going to happen. Because of your work, because of your wickedness, because of your works. All right? Before you go any further, I'm going to read this. This is 1 Timothy chapter 1, verse 9. Knowing this, that the law is not made for a righteous man, but for the lawless and disobedient, for the ungodly and for sinners, for unholy and profane, for murderers of fathers and murderers of mothers, for manslayers, for whoremongers, for them that defile themselves with mankind, for men stealers, for liars, for perjured persons, and if there be any other thing that is contrary to sound doctrine, because the law, statutes, commandments were meant for us to live by. All right, but these men, they're going to be judged by it. That's how we know that we go off. Matter of fact, we bring this one out before the brother continues. This is in the book of Romans. Let's see. This is Romans chapter 7, verse 7. What shall we say then? Is the law sin? God forbid. Nay, I had not known sin but by the law. For I had not known lust, except the law had said, thou shalt not covet. you see. So these certain men, they're going to be judged by the law, man, which is ultimately Yahawashi or Yahawashi. All right. So these murderers of men, these manslayers, are these parents that kill, are these leaders that kill, right? They're going to be judged according to that, man. All right, go ahead.
That the land which thou esteemest above all others might receive a worthy colonies of God's children.
Read that one more time.
That the land which thou esteemest above all others might receive a worthy colony of God's children.
Because that land, which is ultimately, it's all the whole earth, because the whole earth was created for Israel. But over there in Israel, the land of Israel, that's what it's talking about. Okay? Because Edom, or Eden means in the Hebrew is Edom, which means paradise or pleasure. So this was given to our pleasure in righteousness. All right? So he's going to put up a worthy colony, a people. And who was that? The elect. Yasha'Allah, Israel, the Negro, Latino, and Native American Indian man, or confusion of face, whatever you call yourself here on the earth. That's who it's for. As Abraham said in the book of Romans, or Hebrews 11, it says, Hebrews 11, verse 15, and truly, if they had been, or Salachya, verse 14, for they that say such things declare plainly that they seek a country. And truly, if they had been mindful of that country from whence they came out, they might have had opportunity to have returned. But now they desire a better country, that is a heavenly. Wherefore Yahweh is not ashamed to be called their God, for he had prepared for them a city. All right. So that's what that's talking about, man. The elect are going to inherit that. This is one more, Hebrews 13 and 14. For here have we no continuing city, and we seek one to come. And that's the kingdom of heaven, which is going to be here on earth. That's what that means. Okay? So that worthy colony is talking about the elect. All right?
Nevertheless, even those thou sparest as men, and didst even those, and did send wasps, forerunners of thine host, to destroy them by little and little. Not that thou wast unable to bring the ungodly under the hand of the righteous in battle, or to destroy them once with a cruel beast, or with one rough word.
That's the way the Most High does his thing, man. That's how he works. Little by little, he casts his judgment. But that's what the elect are going to continue to, like I said, be circumspect, be vigilant. They're going to be on their watch. All right. Like it says here in the book of Ephesians 5 and verse 16, redeeming the time because the days are evil. Wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord Yahweh or Yahawashi is. And be not drunk with wine, where is excess, but be filled with the Spirit. So we have to redeem in the time because the days are evil, man. All right, being circumspect, being vigilant. These people that were in that land, they weren't that way, man. Even the Israelites, when they were brought out of Egypt, when they were in the wilderness for 40 years, you had the rebels that were being picked off, man, by Yahawashi, by those wasps, by the snakes, the serpents, dying of thirst, hunger. You know, you had a group of men that the Lord commanded the earth to swallow them up, man. You know, so that's how the Most High is doing his thing right now. All right, go ahead.
But executing thy judgment upon them by little and little, thou gavest them a place of repentance.
So, a place of repentance right now. By by way of the prophets, via the way of the prophets on the highways and the byways, man. Even though he's slowly, little by little, knocking people out, killing them, he's still showing you, hey man, get ready, be prepared, because there's gonna come a time where it ain't gonna be little by little. It's gonna be it's gonna be like a flood. It's gonna be complete chaos out here. A purge is gonna be put out, man. Like they say in that movie Purge, let the purge commence. That's when you hear that word commence, that means it's it's happening right then and there. There ain't no stopping until the Most High says it's over. All right, go ahead.
Not being ignorant that they were a naughty generation, and that their malice was bred in them.
Yep, and their malice was bred in them, man. Meaning that the world was set in their heart not to know Yahawashi. But that's who we're seeking. We're not seeking, we're not worried about trying to change that man or woman or that child. We're seeking for the elect. Because you're not going to have to do so much to change that man. The Spirit's going to work on that man to change him. That's it. The seed is planted in their head. And like I tell this brother, and brothers always know, we all know, that this truth is either going to make you or break you. But you have to keep fighting, continue in this thing. Keep going, walking that straight gate.
That their cogitation would never be changed, for it was a cursed seed from the beginning. Neither didst thou, for fear of any man, give them pardon for those things wherein they sinned.
Right, so it said the malice was bred in them, and their cogitation would never be changed. The cogitation is their thought process. All right. Now, when you go to, and I quoted this last week, but when you go to the book of Genesis chapter 6, verse 5, it says, "And Yahweh saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually." You see? Read it again. That one part where I left off, in verse 10, at the very bottom, and their malice was bred in them.
Read verse 10 again.
Yeah, but start out where it says where the malice was bred in them.
And that their malice was bred in them, and that their cogitation would never be